Do you remember the first one you ever saw? That impossibly long bonnet. That low confident stance. That slatted chrome grille catching the light. And then the sound. A 1.8-litre four-cylinder engine roaring to life. Echoing down a quiet British B road. In 1965. For an entire generation of British men, the MGB was not just a car. It was the dream. They could actually afford. Over 500,000 were built. In one small factory in Oxfordshire. And for nearly 40 years. It was the best-selling two-seat sports car in the world. Until the year 2000. When the Japanese finally took the crown. But today, that factory is gone. The Milligram name belongs to Shanghai. And the town that once built more sports cars than anywhere on Earth has not built a single one since 1980. But if you truly understand what happened to the MGB, you understand what happened to the entire British car industry. Because this is not the story of how the market killed the MGB. This is the story of how Britain killed it itself. In 1952, the man running the Milligram factory in Abingdon was a 43-year-old named John Thornley. He had walked through those same factory gates every working day since November 1931. No other employer, no other ambition. He was Milligram, through and through. But what Thornley did not know, what no one in that factory knew, was that everything had already changed. That same year, Milligram had quietly been absorbed into a new giant, the British Motor Corporation. And now, it answered to a man named Leonard Lord, a man who did not care much for Milligram. Thornley had 10 years left, and he would spend every one of them building the greatest sports car Britain had ever made. But Milligram itself started much earlier. 1923, Oxford. A sales manager named Cecil Kimber took ordinary Morris cars and made them faster, sharper, more exciting. He gave them a new badge, the octagon, and one simple idea: build a sports car that an ordinary man could afford. MGTC, MGTD, MGA, each one refined the formula. And something incredible happened. By the late 1950s, for out of every 5 MGAs were being shipped to North America. A small British factory building cars for a country 3,000 miles away. And that country loved them. Then came the early 1960s. And the MGA was falling behind. Rivals were faster, more modern, more advanced. Thornley knew Milligram needed something new, something bold. But convincing Leonard Lord was not easy. Because inside this new corporate machine, Milligram was no longer the priority. Still, Thornley pushed. And he won. What came next changed everything. September 1962. The MGB was born. A modern monocoque design. Stronger. Lighter. Better. Powered by a 1.8-litre engine. Priced so ordinary people could still reach it. The press loved it. Customers rushed for it. Within a year it was selling out. Before leaving the factory. Stand outside that factory in 1963. You would not see it first. You would smell it. Paint. Metal. Heat. 1,400 men walking through the same gates their fathers did. This was not just a factory. It was craftsmanship. Within 5 years, the MGB became the best-selling sports car in the world within 6. The company that built it ceased to exist. Because above that success, something was already breaking. By the mid-1960s, the British Motor Corporation was in trouble. Despite brilliant cars, they were not making money. And when a company struggles, profit becomes a target, not a reward. And the MGB was one of the few cars still making money, which made it dangerous. 1968. Everything changed. Milligram was absorbed again, this time into British Leyland. A massive industrial merger. 48 factories. Nearly 100 business units. And brands that once competed were now forced to coexist. Milligram, Triumph, Austin, Jaguar, all under one roof. And that meant one thing: cuts. From 1969, the MGB slowly changed. Not improved. Stripped. Chrome replaced with plastic. Leather replaced with vinyl. Aluminium replaced with steel. Each change small, but together they erased what made it special. Then came emissions laws. Power dropped. Performance faded. And when engineers found the solution, a perfect V8 engine, British Leyland made another decision. They never sent it to America. The market that built the MGB never got its best version. Then came the final blow. 1974. New US safety laws. Other manufacturers adapted carefully, but British Leyland took the cheapest route. Heavy rubber bumpers. Raised suspension. Ruined balance. The car lost its soul. By the late 1970s, the MGB was a shadow of itself. Still selling, but only because of its name. Then came the final decision. 1979. Close the factory. No strikes. No major issues. A skilled workforce. It did not matter. The last MGB rolled off the line. October 23, 1980. 523,836 cars built. And just like that it ended. The factory was sold. Demolished. Replaced by a Tesco and houses. The Milligram name survived. But only as a badge. On ordinary cars. Today Milligram exists. But not as it once did. So if you ever wonder, what happened to British engineering? To British industry? To British pride? Look at the MGB. Because it was not lost to competition. It was not lost to innovation. It was lost to decisions made far away by people who never understood what they had.